An interesting moment of psychology there. Having said that, let's put the ESPN bet odds up, okay? At 838, Indiana was the second favorite last week to win next year's championship, behind only OKC. Now, with all of these injuries, look at where things have tumbled. Look at the Cavaliers. This is the Eastern Conference. It's Cleveland, followed by the Knicks, followed by Orlando. Don't overlook Philadelphia, who's suddenly a team that's never healthy feels like it's one of the healthier teams in the group. Windman, what are we looking at in the Eastern Conference right now?
Okay, well, a few things here. Cleveland is headed for the second apron starting next week. They have a couple of role-playing free agents, including Ty Jerome. I'm not sure they're going to be able to keep, okay? So they may take a little bit of a step back on their overall depth. The Knicks, however, because of Jalen Brunson and his willingness to take less than he absolutely could have taken, are below the apron and are actually in position, after they hire a head coach, that they could actually add to their roster a little bit. I'm not saying that they would make a major move, but the Knicks are in position to maybe marginally improve their roster and improve their depth, whereas the Cavs, I think, are in danger of taking a bit of a hit. So we may recalculate that in another 7 to 10 days, and you may have the Knicks at the top.
It's amazing. The top 5 teams in the Eastern Conference when the playoffs started, the last team standing right now is the New York Knicks because they haven't done anything. They're just healthy here. And when you look at Cleveland, the Darius Garland injury, he's going to be out an extended period of time. Can they sign Ty Jerome? I don't even know if I would put Philadelphia. I don't trust the Sixers at all as far as what's going to happen with Joel Embiid. And Orlando, as great as the move they made, we don't know anything about them. They haven't been able to get past the first round. So for right now, yes, of course, they got to hire the coach. That's the most important thing. But they've got their top 7 players all in their contract for next year.
All right, so hold that thought there. We'll get back with more. Last week at ESPN Bet, 832, Indiana was the second favorite last week to win next year's NBA title. Now they don't even appear on this screen of Eastern Conference favorites. Their odds are 15 to 1. With the injury to Jason Tatum and Dame Lillard, you see the Celtics are down there. With all these injuries, a team like Orlando is suddenly in it. Let me reset here. The Cavs are the favorites, followed by the Knicks and the Magic. Then you get to the injuries with the Celtics. They're still in the conversation. And the Sixers, who sit there as well, relatively healthy for a team that we always say can never stay healthy. So how do we look at the big picture of the East?
Well, and the Cavs are headed into the second apron starting on June 30th, and I'm not sure they're going to be able to re-sign Sam Merrill and Ty Jerome, 2 key backup pieces for them. Ty Jerome was a 6th Man of the Year candidate, so I don't know where they're going to be. Meanwhile, the Knicks, because of Jalen Brunson's willingness to take less money, they actually can add to their roster. And so I would even not be surprised if in a week to 10 days that the Knicks close that gap or maybe even pass them if they add and the Cavs lose a piece. And so if you look at the other teams, the Magic have never won a playoff series. I don't know what Joel Embiid is going to look like in the fall, much less next spring. The Celtics may be taking more pieces off. Like, if you're in the Eastern Conference right now, this is an opportunity. And certainly, as more teams, look at this, it's possible that other teams could say, maybe we should take a shot and try to move in there. A team like Detroit, like the Eastern Conference right now, is in a big swinging flux.
There is, by the way, one addition the Knicks will most certainly make, and that is they will at some point here hire a new head coach. And Shams is reporting this morning that they have interest in a Minnesota assistant named Micah Nori. What can you tell us?
I believe that interview already took place.
Okay.
And Micah Nori has been a long-time assistant in the league. He stepped in for Chris Finch last year when Finch had that knee injury. He was in the front of the bench while Finch was behind the bench. The Knicks are going to interview, I think, some more candidates as well. They are not settled. They are not done. They're almost certainly going to move through the draft without a head coach. They don't have a first-round pick. That's not that big of a deal. They interviewed Taylor Jenkins and Mike Brown here in New York last week and did not make either of them an offer. So you move on from there and say that they're still searching.
So this whole idea that they fired Tom Thibodeau because they had someone or something in mind,
well,
clearly doesn't look that way now. Or
they
at least
were trying to get some guys, but those guys were working for other teams.
Right, exactly. And they didn't wind up getting them. And so now here they are without that. And so as we sit here this minute, Bobby, who do we like in the East?
I like New York just based on because they're healthy. They have their top 7 players under contract for next year. I think there's so many question marks with every team, as Brian laid out, whether it be Cleveland. I don't trust Philadelphia with Joel Embiid's health. Certainly Boston. I would have probably taken Philadelphia out, and I would probably put Detroit in that mix, just based on. But they've got decisions this offseason also. They've got to bring back whether Dennis Schroeder or Tim Hardaway Jr. or Malik Beasley. There's some questions there. We might even see like a sleeper team like Atlanta. I'm going to throw them out jump in here just because there's so much uncertainty in the Eastern Conference.
Isn't it ironic that the coach who runs his players into the ground leaves behind the only healthy team in the entire Eastern Conference? The Knicks are the only team that didn't wind up losing one of the most important players to an injury. Markeith, who's the team to beat in the East right now?
Yeah. I would go with Bobby on this one. I would say the Knicks just because of their core pieces that was able to keep together. But look, it's wide open. I think teams like Orlando might step in and be a top 3 team, top 4 team with the move they made with moving some pieces around. I think also Detroit, they had a great year and took the Knicks, and it was a pretty good series versus the Knicks. So this is wide open. I really can't put my finger on anybody, but 7 core players being back under contract, I think I have to roll with that one.
Watch the Pistons. Cade Cunningham is as good as any of the players we're talking about
Yes,
and getting
he
ready
is.
to get better. As we continue, 3.
How's it going, everybody? Villa Sports Network here. Just want to thank you guys for your support on the channel. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Also want to kind of remind you to don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment on the video if you like as well. But regardless of the fact, thank you again for your support, and hope to see you on the next video.